You won't believe the absolute meltdown happening in Hollywood right now. George Clooney, yes, the once untouchable, effortlessly suave A-lister, is watching his legacy go up in flames faster than a box office flop. And the reason? A blood-boiling feud so explosive it's practically ripped straight from a political thriller. And the villain in this real-life career assassination? None other than Bill Maher, Hollywood's resident provocateur, a man whose razor-sharp tongue has destroyed reputations before, but never like this. This isn't just some celebrity spat, this is a full-scale takedown. But how did Clooney go from Hollywood royalty to public enemy number one? It all started with a simple political ad that turned into a full-blown industry war. And trust me, the details are messier than a tabloid scandal. It's Golden Boy, and failed spectacularly. What was supposed to be a power move to cement his place as a politically relevant icon turned into an unforgivable disaster. Instead of applause, total obliteration. It all started with a political ad, a passion project meant to showcase Clooney's activism and remind Hollywood that he still matters. But instead of sparking admiration, it became the internet's favorite joke. The backlash? Brutal. Accusations of being tone-deaf, outdated, and laughably desperate flooded social media. Clooney had miscalculated badly. In the past, he might have shrugged off the criticism, but this isn't the old Hollywood. The days of untouchable A-listers? Gone. Now one wrong move and you're canceled beyond repair. Clooney knew he was in serious trouble, and he had only one option left: damage control. Clooney's PR team cooked up a master plan, a primetime redemption tour with real time with Bill Maher as the centerpiece. The goal? A polished, heartfelt performance that would flip public opinion back in his favor. He'd charm the audience, apologize just enough, and deliver some deep political wisdom to remind everyone why he was once Hollywood's favorite intellectual. Foolproof, right? Clooney's people expected an easy yes. Instead, a flat-out rejection. And Maher's response? Savage. This isn't a platform for celebrity rehab. Maher saw right through it. Clooney wasn't here for a real conversation. He was here to salvage his crumbling career. And Maher wanted no part of it. Clooney's team panicked. They begged for a second chance. They promised explosive revelations, shocking clapbacks, and headlines that would dominate the industry. They framed it as a must-see media spectacle. But Maher? Still not buying it. He knew exactly what this was, a last-ditch attempt to stay relevant. And he wasn't about to let his show turn into a Hollywood pity party. His brutal verdict? Look, George Clooney might be a Hollywood heavyweight, but let's be real. He didn't single-handedly change the election. Celebrities talking politics? It gets attention, sure. But does it actually matter? Not really. With that, Clooney's desperate redemption arc collapsed. His team was rattled, shaken, and out of options. Maher had shut the door in his face, and suddenly, the entire industry smelled blood. The repeated rejections weren't just a setback, they were a public disgrace. But instead of stepping back, Clooney's team went for one final, desperate gamble, a live, unscripted Q&A where he would face the audience head-on, taking unfiltered, raw questions in a last-ditch attempt to salvage his reputation. The message? Clooney was owning his mistakes, proving his sincerity, and turning the tide of public opinion in real time. It was a bold, risky move. And if Clooney thought this act of redemption would sway Maher, he was about to face his harshest rejection yet. Maher refused. Again. And this time, the rejection cut even deeper. At this point, it was no longer about career survival, it was about pride. Clooney, furious, personally reached out to Maher, proposing a no-holds-barred, unscripted showdown, a man-to-man conversation, a chance to clear the air. But Maher didn't just reject the offer, he reportedly shut it down with a single brutal line. This show isn't a rehab clinic for Hollywood egos. For Clooney, this was more than a professional crisis. It was personal humiliation. The man who had once effortlessly commanded Hollywood, who could get any door opened with just a smirk, was now being publicly dismissed. And it stung. Behind the scenes, tensions erupted. Maher, never one to hold back, reportedly mocked Clooney in private conversations, calling his persistence pathetic. According to insiders, Maher compared Clooney's desperation to a washed-up actor auditioning for a pity party. And the insults didn't stay private for long. Word got back to Clooney. and he was livid. And then, Maher took it even further. During one of his real-time monologues, Maher ripped into Hollywood elites for their delusional belief that political grandstanding equates to influence. He mocked actors who mistake personal opinions for box office appeal, calling them out of touch, desperate, and laughably irrelevant. He never said Clooney's name, but everyone knew. Clooney was done being silent. If Maher wouldn't give him a platform, he'd find another. His team scrambled, reaching out to Howard Stern and other high-profile outlets, trying to secure a tell-all interview that would turn the narrative around. But even Stern's team, famous for its no-holds-barred, uncensored interviews, was hesitant. Behind closed doors, sources revealed that Stern's team didn't want the baggage. Clooney's name, once a symbol of Hollywood royalty, had become a PR minefield. He wasn't just a fallen A-lister, he was radioactive. And that's when the cracks really started to show. Clooney was spiraling. Behind the scenes, insiders described him as being in full meltdown mode. He wasn't just furious at Maher, he was lashing out at Hollywood itself. He feels betrayed, one source revealed, like the entire industry turned its back on him overnight. For a man who built his career on effortless charm, the shift into rage and resentment was shocking. But the truth was unavoidable. It wasn't just the media that had changed. It was Clooney himself. The battle lines have been drawn. And George Clooney? He's losing. While Clooney's career crumbles, Bill Maher remains untouched, unbothered, and unapologetic. He hasn't once mentioned Clooney by name, but at this point, does he even need to? The entire industry knows exactly who he's talking about. But this is bigger than just a celebrity feud. This isn't some petty Hollywood squabble. This is Maher sending a message. By slamming the door in Clooney's face, Maher is cementing himself as a gatekeeper of authenticity, making one thing crystal clear: his show is not a safe space for washed-up A-listers begging for a second chance. No career rehab, no fake redemption arcs. And if Clooney thought his star power would let him bypass that, he thought wrong. And now, this feud has detonated into Hollywood's defining controversy of the year. Because this isn't just about Clooney. It's about a seismic shift in an industry where public perception is ruthless, and the relentless churn of social media can destroy even the most untouchable stars. Clooney built his career on effortless charm, but in today's Hollywood, charm isn't enough. And now the consequences are hitting hard. Major studios are backing away. Talk shows are slamming their doors shut. Clooney's avenues are vanishing fast. So now the only question left is this: can he claw his way back? Or is this the moment where Hollywood finally turns the page on one of its biggest stars? Because make no mistake, this drama is far from over. What do you think? Is Clooney done for good? Or does he still have a shot at redemption? Let me know in the comments, and if you're loving the tea, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned. Because this Hollywood train wreck, it's just getting started.